Were you here the Tall Ships Day? 4th of July, 1976? The bicentennial? Tall ships sailed up the Hudson. People in New York were happy for a year after that. They predicted riots, bombings, general terror. Nothing went wrong that day, no. Right up that river, all these tall sailing ships from all over the world sailed up. Sometimes even today, if I find myself in an elevator or the subway that's broken down and I'm in the pitch black, I'll scream out to the darkness, "Remember the day of the tall ships!" And one or two people will always scream back, "Yeah!"
Yes!
Oh, pink, blue, green,
white.
center, blue, white, cold,
Green, blue,
blue,
white.
red, blue, green.
Oh, bougainvillea!
Where?
The spill!
Amelia?
Perhaps wisteria.
Oh, wisteria.
Wisteria.
The spill.
Ah.
Gone.
Pink, white, blue. Silver dribble down.
Wisteria, pure and simple.
Not bougainvillea.
Wasn't it in your lease that Macy's would have to do this on the river right off your terrace?
Oh, yes, right in the lease. Clause 12, triple B, Macy's fireworks display, right in line with my terrace.
Blue down below.
Right in our lease. It's our lease, and when the building goes co-op, it'll be our bill of sale, our deed.
I don't want any talk about co-op bargains. Only stories where people get gypped, cheated, or overcharged.
Usually, they say penthouse, but all they do is show you rooms on top of an expensive building with a window box that you can barely stand on. But here, this penthouse, 4 sides. You can walk around, you can plant wheat and grow grass. So they let you bring cows up on the elevator. We can have lawn subsidies. And you must always ask me back, you're not just wait for holidays. We can have quilting parties and sewing
We
bees.
can bundle.
Yes.
Blue.
Blue.
Gold, white.
We'd have 4-H club meetings. And all the roots from all the crops would travel down all the stories of this building and pass through every apartment and absorb every family up onto this roof in a harvest of urban photosynthesis. And all the city people would step out of their blossoms and see weather vanes, silos, green
gold!
You make the simple asphalt rooftop sound like Kansas.
Oh, Kansas or Oz, Oz or Kansas. For me, it's always been Kansas or Oz. But here tonight, this roof, the eternal dilemma, finally and irrevocably resolved. Everything here, I'd never have to leave.
Oh, but you'd have to.
Red, blue, green. Perhaps not.
I don't like to get so close. Don't lean over.
Thousands of people.
West Side Highway closed for miles. Don't lean over so.
Or did all those people used to be automobiles?
Chrysanthemums!
Where? Oh, missed.
Holiday had one. Rob uses Buick and turns it into person.
Pink, white, blue. Sunburst dazzle.
I feel guilty watching this. I never buy anything at Macy's, and here they are paying for all of this.
Those ones whistle! Very nice whistle!
I only go to Bloomingdale's. They never do anything for the city. They never set foot into Macy's.
Well, they are the world's largest store.
But they seem pathetic. 34th down there, West Side.
Well, they do the Thanksgiving Day Parade miracle on 34th Street, all those great balloons.
But I comfort myself this way. I say Macy's does today and Thanksgiving Day, but Bloomingdale's does the other 363 days of the year. An interesting person's like a holiday, don't you think? When you see an interesting person on the street, they are commandos sent out there by Bloomingdale's. I say to myself that Jacqueline Kennedy would have moved years ago to Greece, but Bloomingdale signed a lifetime contract for her to stay in New York. Robert Redford lives in New York on Upper Fifth Avenue. Bloomingdale's owns him. And Bloomingdale's brought Nixon to New York, though he's no holiday. And they do the UN, the hostages, the graffitis on subways. No, Bloomingdale's does lots. Thanks, Macy's, but no thanks. I won't turn on Bloomingdale's. Make every day a holiday.
over New Jersey.
Oh, don't distract us with New Jersey. New Jersey's the worst state in the Union. New Jersey blows poison nuclear gases over the river. I wish these fireworks were weapons I could turn back on New Jersey.
Everyone has transistors.
Oh, you need holidays just to stay alive, just to breathe.
Today, I can breathe.
Chrysanthemums again!
Don't lean over.
What's that playing?
Star Wars!
Star Wars! Make it the national anthem. No, take it back. Rhapsody in Blue. Make that the national anthem.
Chrysanthemums again!
Where? Oh, missed. Damn.
I remember I was in the south of France one Bastille Day, and they had the international fireworks exhibition, and Red China was putting on a show in the sky. General Mao was instructing the peasants and dreaming of a new world order.
All in fireworks.
Yes, not like this Macy's rubbish. Oh, don't feel guilty, dear.
Yellow, white, purple.
Don't make me so dissatisfied. I am so satisfied.
Oh, don't look at the
It's me.
Oh, when I was a kid, my parents took me to the Christmas show at the music hall called the Holiday Inn. And Bing Crosby and Fred Astaire opened a nightclub that was only opened on holidays, and Irving Berlin wrote a song for each holiday.
White, blue, blue.
Bing and Fred fought over the same girl, but she'd be in love with either of them on every holiday, so there was always suspense.
What did they do between holidays?
The music hall never done
I'm
that.
dreaming of a white Christmas.
That was the Christmas song.
And I'd always felt rotten, because I have to spend the holidays with my family, and I can never go to that inn, that Holiday Inn. Not the fake one that there is 16 miles to the next. No, the real Holiday Inn. The music hall pageant. Blue, green.
Best holiday I've spent was in Bethlehem. Christmas. I went swimming in the Dead Sea, and it's true.
What's true?
Green gold, ah.
And it's hard to go under. I just floated right on top of the water. In the afternoon, we went to the camel races in Bethany, into a bar, and King Hussein was sitting at the bar with a few friends, you know? They brought on wine. We were travelers. Management had us thrown out, arrested. It was their big night to make money. They let us go. Crops. Because we were from all over the world, it was Christmas. Next we went to the Church of Nativity. I had to be up really close to the Mass because I did not want to get claustrophobic. I had the incense for the Mass was really thick and maybe sick, so I went upstage to the altar rail. I did not want to throw up in the Church of Nativity. So I went backstage to the altar. There was a radio group, BBC, broadcast the Mass all over the world. I went back to where they was even fresher past the door and the bell tower. There was an old man holding on some ropes, and I asked, "Hey, could I help?" And he's like, "Help, you can do it," or equivalent in Arabic and sign language. The red light comes on. The old man motions me to start pulling on the bells, and I yank them down, and the bells start ringing. Slowly at first, as if I'm doing something wrong, and gradually the bells get louder and louder, and wilder, and they lift me off the ground, and I come crashing down. And I go way up in the air, and I come crashing down. Up, down, high, low, 12 minutes. I found out later that the bells rang from the Sanctus to the Communion. And then I realized I am ringing the bells for the midnight Mass in Bethlehem. And I am being broadcast all over the world. Hello, world! This is me. Parents, enemies, lovers, wives, ex-wives, husbands, ex-husbands, everybody that ever tried to stop me!
So close!
swung way up. And I came way down. The old man grabbed onto my legs and stopped the motion of the bells.
Pink, red, orchid.
Gradually, the bells quieted. Quiet!
Oh, pink, center, green, blue,
Blue,
white.
white, cold spill, red, blue, green.
Oh, bougainvillea!
Oh, where?
The spill!
Bougainvillea.
Perhaps wisteria.
Oh, wisteria.
Hysteria.
Spill! Gone.
Pink, white, blue, silver dribbled down.
Blue, green, pink, center.
I remember last May 30th, your Memorial Day, I was on my way to Brooklyn, going to one of your houses.
Which one of you had a party and didn't invite me? Shame, shame.
I was looking around the subway and I saw a Spanish man reading El Diario, a dark medieval